What's up? This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, Non-Fungible today and Non-Fungible tomorrow. And the market is kind of shaky as of this moment. So basically what happened yesterday is that we do see a downtrend. This is the Bitcoin chart in 15 minutes. We do see a downtrend within this day after a kind of huge rally during the midnight yesterday. Okay. So here's what I think happened yesterday and why we're in a downtrend. If you look at this, right? So the stocks were actually doing quite well yesterday. A stock rose. Netflix actually gained 2.4 million users in Q3. McDonald's will sell Krispy Kreme donuts at 9 locations. VCs are pulling out of space funding. Biden is opening the U.S. oil reserve to control gas prices. So basically what this means is that, U.S. inflation, especially energy inflation, very hard to control, okay? And the reason why the market was kind of in a downward movement, even though Netflix was actually doing quite well as a tech company, is I think it's because of this, right? Apple is cutting iPhone in 14 plus production, okay? And of course, you have the war happening as well. Okay, so yesterday the markets were kind of good. Goldman Sachs Q3 profit was doing well, beat expectation. Netflix also crashed the forecast and stuff like that. But today we have Tesla, IBM, P&G, and Nasdaq. Okay, so these are gonna affect the market today. But if you look at the news headlines, everything the market is still not doing so well, really. Especially like even tech companies, right? Microsoft laid off more employees this week after slowdown earnings growth and so on. So yeah, I think the market isn't looking well. Okay, this is something that you have to keep in mind. But I do want to share with you some news. And today, when this news came out, the UK core CPI inflation was 6.5%. Year over year, estimated 6.4, so it was actually 0.1% higher, okay? And the inflation was compared to previous is actually 0.2 increment, okay? So that is the reason why yesterday, I mean not yesterday, but this is just like a few hours, 6 hours ago, the market basically 6 hours is around here, right? The market basically just went down, okay? So, but I do want to share with you some hope when it comes to Europe, okay? If you've been watching my show, I've been saying that winter is going to be a very cold winter, especially with the energy crisis in Europe. But according to Andrea Sano Larson, he's actually one of the hosts and editor at Real Vision, okay? Real Vision and also the podcast at Blockwork, right? So Real Vision is the show that is done by Raoul Paul, okay? So he is saying that gas and energy prices are dropping fast in Europe right now and they're gonna drop even further. What is going on, okay? So natural gas prices have dropped from less than 300 euro, okay, to levels just north of 50 euros, and day ahead prices are even lower in many areas of Europe. So natural gases are actually dropping in terms of the price, okay? Prices in Spain have dropped as low as 27 euro per MWH for gas, and there's a crew of ships waiting to offload outside Spanish LNG ports. Okay, this had led the LNG within day prices to trade sub 25, which means that the prices of natural gas is going lower. And then at the same time, if we keep going down, interestingly, the curve has a positive beta to spot development. So even if the price action is currently driven by short-term oversupply, so they're saying that right now, short-term, there's an oversupply, it brings the entire curve down with it, even if it seems irrational, okay? So field levels in European gas storage are approaching 100%, way ahead of the deadline 1st of November, and paired milder with usual weather. This leads to very low net spot demand for gas. Okay, so they're saying that now the weather is not as harsh, so therefore they do not need to turn up the heating and stuff like that, and therefore a lot of these field level of gases are quite high levels. Okay, Germany, for example, is still running large daily net injection to storage through mid-October as the fall is decent, temperatures are mild, and natural gas consumption among households and the industry is down relative to 2021. Okay, so there is hence very limited scarcity risk for October, November, and the L points clearly down for prices as a consequence. So what we can expect is that maybe in December, or November, the numbers of inflation could go down because the gas prices, energy prices is going down right now, right? And then if we keep going, it's likely to bring the entire natural gas and energy curve down in the coming weeks, at the very least until the heating season really kicks in through November. Okay, so he's saying that in November, because of winter, that's when the heaters are going to get kicked up, and we'll see whether the gas consumption will be high. Okay, the Armageddon situation scenario is now not worth talking about, but the 2023 supply is much less certain. Okay, LNG makes up 40% of the current supply of gas in Europe, but we're still running 20 to 25 below usual flow levels due to the lack of Russian gas. So you can see the importance of Russian gas in Europe contributes to 20 to 25% in Europe, okay? But at the same time, because there is now an oversupply in the short term, we can expect that in the next a few months, the inflation could, for energy prices, could be controlled in Europe, okay? So we still have to observe as the winter is just ahead of us and, seem to be safe. But in 2023, we may be for renewed turbulence, okay? So the whole important thing is whether policymakers in Europe is able to set up the infrastructure for oil and not rely on Russia in 2023. Okay, because a lot of people are saying that 2023 will be a year of recession. What does recession mean? Recession means that the economy has no growth. Okay, so there could be a few reasons why there is no growth in the economy, right? Maybe gas price, energy price is high, and people would rather produce less, right? Because they want to save money, they want to spend money, right? And that could cause the GDP to go down. That could cause a recession, right? So that's the Europe case. Maybe in the short term we are out of the woods for Europe, but we'll have to see, right? We'll have to really see as things develop, and as this article say, this thread say, in November when the gas heats up, and whether the its consumption is going up or not. So if you look at traditional market, PM, UK PM Liz Truss says she's a fighter, blah blah blah. European market slightly lower after UK inflation data, which I just shared shortly, that this inflation is higher than what they were expected. Okay. UK inflation moves back to 40 years highest with better cost of living crisis. Okay. So moving on, look at this today. Nothing pretty much in terms of the data. Nothing is gonna really affect the market. Maybe tomorrow, some manufacturing index. So maybe tomorrow you could take an eye on the market. But today's what will affect the market is, as I said, the earnings, right? The earnings we have today is Tesla, IBM, Procter & Gamble, and Nasdaq. So moving on to crypto market cap at 922 billion, Bitcoin at 19,158, Ethereum at 1,297. If you look at crypto, stablecoins is actually going down in terms of market cap. It basically means that money is leaving the market in an interesting way, because crypto is down, stablecoin is down. So in general, as a net, everything is leaving the market. If you go to Nansen, you'll see the top tokens are actually USD stablecoin related. Okay, so maybe that could say something about what a smart money is doing. And in terms of crypto news, one of the biggest news yesterday is that Do Kwon went on Unchained podcast. Okay, so he went to Unchained podcast and he was being interviewed by Laura Shin. And Do Kwon basically shares his view about the Luna crash. He did not say where he is at, and there's a lot. It is a very interesting interview. So definitely go check it out at Unchained Podcast and search Do Kwon. It was a big news today and yesterday within the crypto space. So within the crypto space, for those of you who do not know, Aptos token, which is a token that is a layer 1 blockchain that has a lot of Facebook developers into this blockchain. It was very hyped by a lot of VCs, a lot of investment. It was actually listed on Binance or something like that, and then it tanked. Okay, it was listed in major exchanges, not just Binance, but it tanked. Okay, so RIS 2022 CAC guidelines to treat NFTs as stablecoins, cryptocurrencies. Okay, so it seems like the NFTs people, if you're in the US, these NFT might be taxed. Okay, you gotta start looking at these tax guidelines. For those of you who remember last time when the US was filing for tax, it caused a huge dump in the market because people rather want to take loss and then to report it in the tax, and then they just buy back in the crypto, right? So remember these dynamics that it can affect NFTs when the tax season comes, right? So alleged OneCoin crypto queen faces charges in Germany. Berlin Bitcoin neobank newly shuttered business, warned trying to withdraw funds, and so on. Okay. So one of the thing about Aptos is that when they first launched and when they were listed in these exchanges, right, they didn't really say the tokenomics. They didn't share tokenomics, so it was very sketchy, and a lot of people didn't really like it, right? So yeah, that's it for crypto news today. If you go to NFT news, for those of you who watched my previous review on Eugene Yin, right? So I tried minting the first time, it didn't work. Okay, so I tried to mint yesterday. I maxed my gas and I was able to mint it. But I want to share with you some of my learnings from this experience, and that is the learnings not from a minter, but it is the learning from a team. If you are in an NFT team, if you are thinking of using different type of strategies, this would be a good learning. So yesterday, YGY Mint was a roller coaster ride for many. As someone who was almost the last 10th person to receive the airdrop, I would like to shout out to the team for the arrangement and how they could improve. So if you look at this, our floor price, so let's be honest, a lot of the minters are rushing to mint because of the floor price. The floor price was sitting at 0.2-ish ETH, while the mint price was at 0.0777, which is basically a double if you were able to mint, okay? But you notice that the team decided to let you mint a soulbound token instead of the collection, okay? So as you can see, yesterday the floor price, it was interesting. There was 2 lines over here, okay? For those of you who do not know, soulbound tokens are non-transferable NFTs. In this case, the team used it as a wallet tracker, okay? So what happened is that after you mint the soulbound token, they will airdrop you the collection token, which is the main collection. So this is a very smart move given the extremely negative sentiment yesterday. So what happened is that the first time the mint did not work, a lot of people have failed mint. And yesterday they decided to do the mint again, and it failed again. It failed again. So they have to pause the mint. Some people were able to mint, but they had to pause the mint and they have to launch it again. So it was a very terrible experience. But it was, this soulbound token basically saved them because it was very negative, but it also explains why the floor price does not crash when the mint was not working. Okay, so what happened was that VIPs were able to buy private NFT listings from the main collection. So these VIPs were kind of like the OGs, which I believe the team vetted these VIP, see how they did not tank the floor price, right? So they were buying at 0.77 at the private listing, and then at the same time, it kind of pumped the main collection, right, on the secondary market, right? So look at these 2 transactions. After minting out the soulbound tokens, the team did not immediately release all the tokens, but it did it in batches, okay? And it took them 15 hours to fully distribute all 991 tokens. So each airdrop was set at a 12 to 18 grade level, which means that they spent around $991 to send all the NFTs to the respective holders. But since the gas fluctuated, there was a time where one batch took 2.5 hours to just get processed, right? Because of this, and because they were releasing these NFTs in slow batches, what happened was that in NFT space we're always talking about speed. Oh, drop everything to everyone, right? But when you drop everything to everyone, people are gonna sell, and then when these paper hands see each other paper handing, the price is gonna crash. By slowly releasing these tokens in batches, they were, and also to have some sort of secondary transaction, the floor price was able to sustain at the 0.2 range. So I think this is a very smart move and how calculated this whole arrangement was really. So but as someone, I was one of the person who got airdropped the token, and I was almost like, I think one of the last 10 wallets to get it. So basically I waited 19 hours just to get that NFT, and it was a very bad wait. But I wanted to share is that from someone who was almost the last in line, the team could do better in terms of communication, because the team didn't say what's the deadline, by when they're gonna airdrop all the tokens. They didn't say anything at all. There's no transparency. And informed waiting is much better user experience than being left in the dark, okay? This is according to a psychological study in the past. So regardless, very smart of the team. I want to share this. If you are a NFT founder, this is a way how soulbound token could be used as a claiming pass, right? It is a very innovative way of using these soulbound tokens. So moving on, Zagabond is in Hong Kong. Okay, so there's this K11 Museum exhibition where Azuki is there doing a exhibition that will only last for around 5 days. So it's a very short exhibition. But if you look at this, K11, you can see this video that's outside the mall's wall. For those of you who do not know, the owner of K11 Museum is actually Adrian. So Adrian is the last night in, for those of you who do not know. So last night is one of the Azuki rails. So I do think that there's some relationship with that, and that's why they were able to pull this out together. Okay, and K11 is doing so much with Azuki, and this is what they have. If you look at the installation, you can see that there's the golden skates, and there's this art thing, installation thing, and chocolates, and a DJ and stuff like that. Okay, so guys, if you want me to check this out, okay, leave it in the comment below. Leave it like and let people know about this video. Leave it in the comment below, and I will go film this during the weekend, okay? But if you don't want me to check it out, then just ignore this, okay? But I just want to share this with you, okay? What Azuki is doing here in Hong Kong, which as someone who's from Hong Kong is very exciting. So moving on, yesterday I forgot to share that Toys R Us announced the first NFT drop, and it was gonna be on Solana. So this drop is actually supported by like a Web3 agency or something like that. But Toys R Us is even entering into Solana to celebrate the anniversary. I think it was something anniversary. So you look at this, I think yeah, I think it was an anniversary. I shared it yesterday if you go to my profile, but I forgot which anniversary it is. But it's exciting to really see brands enter the space, right? Look at this. Look at it's really exciting. Yeah, Toys R Us. Hello Solana, right? So the reason why they're doing this is because they're celebrating the birthday. Happy birthday, right? But I forgot which birthday it is, right? So it's supported by any NFTs. I think it's an NFT collection or maybe a creative agency. So anyways, let's see if LFG has anything today. LFG, Unstoppable Domain became aware of a potential collusion with Dotcoin and decided to stop supporting this, okay? They are offering Dotcoin credits of what they pay, the risk of losing the Dot wallet lawsuit in court. Wipro launched a 250 million NFT fund, signed second wave of creators, bringing entertainment and media NFTs project to XRP Ledger. Okay, a diamond wallet from 2017 with 141 CryptoPunk has been found minted. It's now lucratively expensive NFT for a possible 7 each. I don't understand what this means. OpenSea is now available in multiple language, and yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Yuga last say future of NFTs is a gaming. Gordon Garner and Gaga shared a vision on other side metaverse in an interview with Decrypt. So, but I don't think it affected the floor price as well because there's no game coming out. There's no trial one. I brought my other side. I haven't been able to use it at all since a few months ago. That's it, guys. If you like the content, remember to like and subscribe. Any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm also very active on Twitter. This is your host, Non-Fungible TC, signing out.